All right, welcome everyone to Cooper Landing, Alaska, and our page here at Cooper Landing Fishing Guide. Today we're on one of my favorite tributaries to the Kenai, Quartz Creek, and we're going to kind of pit the G4 wader from Simms versus the Patagonia Rio Gallegos waders. They're both professional grade, guide grade waders. I've had extensive experience with both of them, and we're going to put them up against each other and see what you guys think at the end. Thanks for watching. First wader we're going to talk about is the Simms G4. I happen to have these in an extra large long. Their highest end wader as far as durability, as far as their guide series of waders. I thought I'd go ahead and share some of the features of this wader with you, as well as some of the positives and negatives that I found in my experience. For starters, with the G4 from Simms, the biggest, most appealing thing to me is the fit, overall fit. More of a slim kind of fit. There's not a whole lot of loose, baggy stuff going on. So they go on, you fit nicely. The straps are fairly stiff so that you can adjust them and they don't slide off all that often. I do like that they have the removable shoulder straps, and you can also roll your waders down and make this into a belt if you'd like to. A huge feature that I also really like about the waders is actually their wading belt, and it's a thick web material, but it's also very, very stiff. So once you've got it cinched down to the way that you like it, for me, there's not a whole lot of water or stuff that can creep down, especially if you keep stuff up in your upper part of your waders like I do. Stuff won't tend to fall down your waders. So a huge plus is the web belt on those. As far as some of the other usable features, they do have a pass-through hand warmer as well. That's also very nice, and a flip-out tippet tender pouch where you can put some of your favorite stuff on the inside. One thing I will say about this tippet pocket is it's not the cheapest material, but it's fairly I would say kind of cheap feeling. But also, if you get too much in here and you have this folded out and you're walking around with this all day, some of those seams will start to tear. So don't overload this with a lot of extra stuff. It does have a little zinger tool in here as well, so if you wanted to add nippers or something, another tool, it's great for that. The front pouch, I don't use it a whole lot. It's pretty thin material. You can store stuff in there, but for me, since I carry a lot of junk, with pointy edges and things, I don't feel comfortable throwing something in there just because it's a very soft material. You also have your fly patch as well, as long as a zinger tool on the front of your waders. I like to put my zinger tool right up on my shoulder so that it's right here, but it's also out of the way in front of me, so if I'm fishing, I don't have line getting caught in front of me there. Another huge, I think, advantage for Simms is their 5-layer Gore-Tex on the seat and the legs. Also some 3-layer up top. The neoprene boots, to me, seem to fit awesome. They slide on, they come off easily as well. For me, the neoprene cuff is also a huge bonus. Easy to get up over your boot, and one big advantage I think Simms has in that department. I will say that this is my third pair of G4s, and I do put a lot of time on the water with them. I will say that their return policy, but also their warranty policy and their repair policy is awesome. So if you do get leaks that you can't repair yourself, you could send those in and they'll get those back to you really quickly. So overall, I really love the G4s from Simms. After my last pair of G4s did leak, though, I did switch to the Patagonia Rio Gallegos waders, and I've had these for a season, and I'm going to tell you all about them. All right, so we're going to discuss the Patagonia Rio Gallegos waders. These are also Patagonia's highest end waders, much like Simms G4 waders. These aren't Gore-Tex, but they are made from DWR material. These ones happen to be the zip front, and they've got that nice weatherproof T-zip in the front. A little different pocket structure, so you're going to have 2 independent pockets on the sides when you're wearing them, and then a couple of inner pockets on the front. And these are both water resistant zippers. As far as the straps and how they kind of measure up to the Simms straps, you can see fairly flimsy. They don't unclip, so you kind of have to slide them off your shoulders when you want to take your waders off. But they are designed to where you can fold them down and wear them at hip level if it's a really warm day. I will say that these buckles don't hold up, so you can over time with weight those will just eventually slide down. So almost every day you put these on, you kind of have to slide those back up into position, and that can be a little bit of an annoyance. A couple of other features that I don't really use, this inner pocket, it's kind of a waterproof, baggy almost, very durable, but I don't really put anything in here like my phone or anything like that. It's pretty inconvenient to have to go in and two-hand peel this apart and all that. But if you're more of a casual or recreational angler, I'd say that's a pretty good feature. There's also some inner pockets on the inside, kind of right along your rib cage, and those come in somewhat handy, but they're fairly loose material, so you don't, there's not a whole lot of security there. One thing I don't really like about Patagonia waders is their belt. It's very thin, but also very, very stretchy. So when you do have them as tight as you want them, sometimes you feel like they're not tight enough. Not to say that if you fell in, you'd drown because of these waders or anything like that, but they are kind of, you don't get a whole lot of feeling of security. Plus, if you try to mount something to your belt, like a bear spray, like pliers or something like that, it tends to sag and droop a little bit. One thing I will say about these Patagonia waders is these are in extra large long, just like I've got in the G4s from Simms, so they're comparably the same size. One thing about the Patagonia ones, the upper chest is much, much bigger, so there's more room obviously to fill up with clothing. But for me, I tend to wear something like this when I'm guiding and fishing, as kind of like a little bit of a warmer underlayer, and then a button-down shirt and possibly a jacket. So I don't wear a whole lot, and there's just a lot of extra baggy room up top. I will say, if you have the opportunity to get G4Zs or the Patagonias in the the zipper, I think that there's nothing better in wading than having a zipper, especially for males, but it's just super convenient. Unfortunately, the G4Zs don't come in my size. As far as the legs and articulation and things like that, fairly comfortable, not a whole lot of complaints in that department. Same thing with the booties. Now, I've worn the heck out of these. I mean, I've probably put 250 days of hardcore on the water use, so this won't be the same for you and your experience for having them for a season. I'm actually going to send these back to Patagonia to get repaired. I will say their gravel guards, being this same kind of wader material, it's a little harder to unroll and get up over the top of your boot and then back over the top of your boot. So I don't like Patagonia's cuff in that sense. But I will say, after guiding the entire season, they've overall been awesome. I think they're pretty sweet looking. They've got some great branding on them. As far as guides and being a very durable wader, I think these are right up there. Hope you like these. If you have the choice between the two waders, it's certainly a personal choice. They both come in a lot of different varieties of sizes. The Patagonias are cheaper, so if price is something that you're thinking about, I would say that the Patagonias are an excellent substitute for something like a G4. I will be wearing both this season, since I'll be getting my Patagonias repaired, and I'll have my G4s as my main waders to start out. And I'll be able to let you guys know further down the road some more conclusive thoughts about both waders. But having them both for roughly about like I said, a year for the Patagonias, and now 3 seasons with the G4s, this will be my 4th season with them, I could say both are excellent waders for any kind of hardcore fishing you might be doing. Thank you so much for checking out my review and my overall impressions of the G4 from Simms and the Rio Gallegos from Patagonia. I hope you guys got a lot out of this video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Ask me anything you want about either of these waders. Also, thank you to all our subscribers. You guys, it means the world to me that you guys would take the time out of your days to watch my videos. And thank you for subscribing and hitting the like and getting active in the comments. We'll see you in the next video.